What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Average Gym Bro YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you another squat session. So, in today's session, the goal wasn't to do anything crazy. I just wanted to go up to a weight that I felt comfortable with because, as you know, I said this in the last video. My ribs have been having some serious DOMs from, I think it was the 480-pound deadlift PR we recently just hit. So ever since that day, like, my ribs have been killing me. Although they are starting to get a little better, which is obviously a good sign, but I cannot wear the belt. If I wear the belt, it really triggers the DOMs and it hurts. So, like, just imagine how much it would hurt if I were to go into a squat with like 200 and some odd pounds on my back, right? Because yeah, I tried it with just the bar before the video, and oh my goodness, like, it hurt a lot. So today, the unthinkable, we're doing beltless squats. Now, to be honest with you, I was kind of nervous about doing squats beltless. When I first started working out, I used to do it all the time, but for the longest time, I've always been wearing a belt just to protect my back. And as you know, the belt does provide a little bit of assistance. Although I wouldn't even really call it assistance, because all it does, a belt pretty much just gives you something to brace into. You know, like when you hold your breath, right, before a lift, it gives something for the air to push against. It gives your stomach something to push against so you stay tighter. But if there's nothing to push against, especially if you're not used to it, it seems weird, like things seem messed up. But I'm going to be honest with you, it felt okay today. I mean, once I started getting up to the 2 plate range, it did feel a lot heavier because that's when the belt actually matters. But for the most part, things went a-okay. Today, I only went up to 240 pounds. This was my set weight, and I did it for sets of 3 and trying to work on my form a bit. My form is definitely getting better. I still do have the issue with my hips rising a little too fast, but with the lighter weight, my form was pretty much perfect. A lot better than it used to be, that's for sure. So this is 185. What I actually did today was to progressively overload. I thought I'd just add on another, 5 pounds on each side, because usually I'd be doing 180 right now, but this is actually 185. Obviously, couldn't really tell the difference at all. It's just a 5-pound difference, and you see, like, the thing is, my form, it looks pretty good with 185. But then as soon as you put another wheel on, it's like, damn, the form goes down. I think it's because once the weight gets heavier, I'm not focusing on the cues anymore, and I'm just focusing on, I need to get this weight up, because if I fail, there's no safeties. So, but yeah, other than that, everything went okay. I think I did 240 for 2 sets of 3, so 6 reps in total. Then I dropped down to 230 and did that for a set of 3 as well. And then after that, I dropped down just to 2 plates as a cool down. So this right here is 225 because there's a baby 2.5 on there, which equals up to 5 pounds in total, another 5 pounds. So once again, didn't really notice the difference in weight here. Sometimes if you're used to warming up with the same weight, you immediately forget that you've put on the extra 5 pounds, and then you're like, oh, I actually just lifted that and it felt the same as 220 felt, except it's another 5 pounds. But yeah, at the end of the day, 5 pounds doesn't really make a difference anyways. But it is a good thing to do if you want to progressively overload. Now, this is 240 right here. I'd say this is probably going to be my working weight for quite some time, because I really want to master my form on this weight. Because as you can see, I think the first rep, actually, it went okay. It wasn't the greatest form in the world, but the depth was perfect. My hips, like you could see, like once the weight gets heavy, it's just, especially without the belt, it's really hard for me to stay strict form, because I start thinking about other things, like I don't want to fail this lift, so I don't even think about squeezing my glutes, which, by the way, squeezing your glutes does help keep your butt in place, so make sure you guys try that. So, yeah, but if I had the belt on, I would be able to do this with, I'd say, probably pretty good form. But yeah, this was the second set. We just rush into the second set here. They pretty much all go up at around the same speed. I'd say that maybe this seems like a good working weight for me. Like, I don't get too fatigued, although I will say that yes, after this weight I did have to drop it down because I'm trying to focus on form. I could have done it for another set, but like, why, right? Why sacrifice form? And because yeah, we all know what happened on that 280 attempt, right? Like, well, not attempt, we did it, but it was like horrible form. But hey, it was a PR. I got it up, went down, and got back up, so there you go. So yeah, we're putting 230 on now. A big conversation, or I always see on the internet all the time, is how low you should go when you squat. It for me personally, I don't compete in any powerlifting at all, and I don't really plan to. I mean, maybe one day, but for me, like as you can see here, I like to say I go a little bit lower than most people do for powerlifting competitions because when you're in powerlifting, you want the minimal range of motion, right? But here, as you can see, I go just a little below parallel, which is what I like. I mean, I will say that if I did stop a little higher, my form would be better because the lower you go, the more you are to bend over, more likely you are to bend forward. So, but I don't know. I've tried going to parallel. For me personally, I don't feel that it activates my legs as much, and I just feel like it's cheating, but it's not cheating though. That's the thing. It's just how my head thinks it is because it's the reason it feels like it's so easy to me is because I'm used to squatting lower. So then when I squat to just parallel, it's like, oh, is this cheating? You know what I mean? But it's not. Trust me, it's not actually cheating. It's just the way that I like doing it, and I've been doing it this way ever since I started. So why stop, right? And I've also a lot of you are probably wondering why I have such a wide uh, distance between my legs when I squat. For me, it keeps me more stable. I personally feel that I am not built well for the squat, so if my legs are really close together, I just like tumble forward and I could even potentially fall. It's not even so much a balance thing, it's just because like I work on abs several times a week, so I have a pretty solid core. It's just I don't know, I just don't connect well with the squat. Like some people can just, put their feet so close together. But me, it's like I can't, or my form looks even worse, and I like almost faceplant into the wall, especially if I go down to the depth that I go down at. So yeah, I'm finding out what works for me. I mean, my where I have my feet stance now, it works perfectly. It's kind of hard to keep it consistent every time, but I try my best to keep it the same. But yeah, this is 135 here. Just added on another 5 pounds sneakily, just so my body didn't know. I'm pretty sure, yes, this was my last set as a cool down. And yeah, as you can see, I'm trying to make sure that I don't squat on an angle. And yeah, overall, I am happy with this session. I'm making progress. I focused more on form, put my ego aside. And yeah, that was it for the session. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next one.